So right here I got set up the fabled Ronnie Coleman landmine rows, where you use the triangle bar. Some people call them prison rows. There's so many different names for them, but we all know what they are. You have some sort of landmine. This one I have custom built. One of my members welded all this together. It's fucking badass. And it anchors the bar behind you, and you can do a close grip row. This was what they used before we had cable rows. You'd have someone stand with their foot in the corner. You used to see Arnold Schwarzenegger do them. Now Ronnie Coleman carried on the legacy by doing them as well. These, I'm gonna try to keep a position with a low chest, so that way I can tuck my elbows and use more lats. It's really, really hard on this exercise to not sit back and up and turn it into a trap row. I haven't done these in a couple months, so my technique is not gonna be perfect today, but you guys are gonna watch my technique improve over the next couple months doing these. I'm probably gonna do these for the next 3 or 4 months. And I just wanna be able to keep a pretty rigid and maintain this position here so I can work the lats. This is also a great exercise for those who are powerlifters, because you have to maintain a very rigid spine and hip structure to keep position and to maintain spinal health. You need a very rigid spine on this exercise. And it helps powerlifters a lot more than you'd think, because powerlifters, when they go to do a deadlift, if they have a really weak deadlift, they likely have a weak back. And what you'll see them do is they'll get in this great position, they have a lot of power, and the second they pull, their back arches and they look like a fishing pole. If you have a weak back, all the force coming through the floor won't make it into your hands because you're wasting it by bending your back. So having a really rigid spine and learning to pull slack out of the bar, that's a big component of what makes a good deadlift. So anything that holds your spine in this position here and makes you just stick, there's 3 common ways you'll see guys strengthen the sticking point on their deadlift. Most people get stuck here on a conventional. They'll do it by doing barbell rows. They'll do pause deadlifts, and then they'll finish the deadlift above the knee. And then they have these. A lot of people don't think about these prison rows, landmine rows. You're having to stick into position here with a dynamic weight and try and resist it with good spinal position. Another great one, like I said, is the rack pull. It's very similar to a pause deadlift where you pause below the knee at your sticking point for 1 second and then stand. But rack pulls will intentionally overload the range of motion where your deadlift's the weakest. So for powerlifters, that's how you can improve your back strength for a better deadlift. For us bodybuilders, we're just trying to get bigger, and one of the best ways of getting bigger is just getting stronger. So we both have the same goals, just a different way about getting to them, powerlifters versus bodybuilders. So let's look at my technique and see how I do. You want to get a shoulder width stance, get close to the end of the bar so the weight can come right here between your knees. And just keep my hips low now. There we go. And we'll review the tape, see what that looks like. And I think that was a pretty good. Honestly, the way that felt like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10 technique. But the tape will tell the truth. Make use of these to build some great backs, some great erectors, thick traps, and see if it works out for you guys. See ya.